Hi, welcome to the Groupe Barbecue. My name is Little Tony, president of the Bomb Chapter. We're having an annual barbecue, which we have every year for the last, I don't know, our club's been around since 1971, so you do the math. It's been a long time. We enjoy this. Everybody looks forward to this. It's a yearly event. This year just so happens that the Bomb Chapter is hosting it. It looks like it's a good turnout. I see all my brothers here eating, drinking. All the kids are here, the family. That's what Groupe's all about. It's a group picnic. It's a group thing.
Hey, how you doing, man? This is Steve.
And I'm Nasty.
This is Nasty. We're from Groupe Car Club from East Los Angeles. Been in a long time, since the 70s. I got in when I was in high school. In those days, our goal was to party and cruise and have some fun with our friends and lowride and chase girls, you know.
Exactly.
And so that's the reason I got in the club. I went to San Gabriel High School. I first had my Pontiac, my '66 Pontiac, that it was our family car originally, and when we took auto shop and some classes about mechanics and stuff like that, we started learning how to fix them and tune them up and all this stuff, you know. And so we'd see cars cruising around San Gabriel High School, and and we thought, man, that's cool to cruise between these different high schools and have some fun and stuff, you know. So I started wanting to do that. So my friend and I, Andy, we started figuring out how to lower the car and how to fix them up. And there's different clubs around with different names and things. In those days, there was only like 15 or 20 different car clubs. And one time I was cruising around in Alhambra and I saw Sonny's early 50s bomb cruising on Valley Boulevard with a shiny Groupe plaque flying and shining in the sunlight, and I was thinking, man, that's the name I like. You know, a lot of other clubs I thought, that's cool, but something about Groupe with an E struck me, you know, and I said, man, I want to find out more about that club. So my friend Andy Diaz, his brother, his name was Tiny, he used to be in this club called the Illusions from the 60s, and when the Illusions broke up in the late 60s, this other club called Click in those days, their early version kind of fell apart in the late 60s, and some of those guys from the Click and the Illusions and South San Gabriel got together and started they wanted to form a new club, and so in '71 they decided to form this new club, and they weren't sure what to call it, and they said, what are we? We're a group. And they decided, well, we need something with a little kick, something a little different to it, to give it a little bit of style. So that's how they ended up adding the E on the end of it. And so for some reason that struck me a lot, you know. And so when my friend Andy's brother got us connected with some guys that he knew, Paul Varela and Eddie Flores and some of the guys from the group, we went and checked out the meetings. And so we were like 18 when we got in, and we started having a lot of fun cruising Whittier Boulevard between Atlantic and Eastern, back and forth. And so for years and years and years, when you had nothing to do, just go to the boulevard. And we had a lot by Jack in the Box on Whittier Boulevard, and there was different car clubs parked on each block. And some of the guys would be there, be listening to some War, Tower Power, Malo, Santana, stuff like that. And we'd be finding some friends and they'd have some beer. Next thing you know, we'd find out some parties, and we're cruising, having a good time. We had so many good times with this club. I was going to East LA College at the time and went to Cal State LA too. And so I was partying and going to learn too. And so it made such an impression on me that when I finished with my college and stuff, I was going to go over to Irvine. You know, my mom and my wife were telling me, why don't you get rid of that lowrider? You're not going to be a lowrider anymore. You're a professional. But for some reason, the good times with Nancy and my other brothers from the club, we had so many good times and beautiful friendships and things. There's no way I could get rid of it. So I kept my car, and it's an honor to be one of the clubs. It's like one of the foundations of lowriding, you know. And you know, in those days there was like 20 clubs. Now there's like 1,000 different car clubs, and it's cool to be kind of part of the history of this thing, you know. And this club has gone through all kinds of changes. It's evolved and we've lost a lot of members. It's evolved with lots of different chapters and stuff, but there's something about it that's beautiful. You can see here, we're here with family and friends and our brothers, and we're still enjoying this American metal, man. We kind of tweak them into some beautiful things.
We got a picture we want to show you before this ends.
Yep.
That's love right there.
Yep.
And a lot of pain. Here, let me show you the other one. Not once, but twice.
He started hanging around.
I didn't learn my lesson.
He started hanging around with us when he was 15, and he was like 16, I think, when he came around with us, you know. But you know,
the truth of it, these guys, when they voted me in, I didn't even have a driver's license. I was 15 years old,
and it was illegal, right?
It's a true story.
But he had a cool car, so we let him in. Yeah, so because at first the age limit was 18, but then some guys would come 16 with a cool 64 or whatever. Okay, you're in. You know, and then these guys, you know, they've been around through thick and thin. These are your brothers, your friends, your family, you know, and so that's the thing that's important to me about it after all this time, you know, and it's become like an American-wide phenomenon, a worldwide phenomenon, and we're honored to be part of it.
Exactly.
Let me ask you guys, where do you think the culture is going this day and age?
It's just growing. It's going unbelievable.
It's going to keep evolving. You know, it's amazing.
Worldwide now, too.
Yeah, there's something about this art of these cars that has become something that a lot of people really like. I mean, it's interesting because a lot of times, like for example, a '58 Impala in the '70s, nobody thought much of it. They thought it was like an ugly duckling, and nobody wanted them. But nowadays, those things are like $80,000 or $100,000 or more. And it's because they're beautiful art pieces. And we've created this thing that's become kind of a legitimate part of American culture. These things can compete with any kind of hot rods or classic cars, but with their own little style, you know.
Exactly.
It's all beautiful, you know. This thing, you know, some people used to think, it's a gang on wheels, you know, but it's not. You know, this is a culture. It's a family thing. It's a love. It's an art. It's an evolution of taking ordinary cars and making something really interesting and different and unique and beautiful about it. And so I'm really honored to be part of this club. You know, there's so many other 1,000 clubs that there are, and it's a beautiful thing. You know, but I'm honored to be part of this thing that's been a part of the foundation of lowriding.
Exactly. And I've been a tattoo member for so many years. We got voted in back in the day. You had to
show me your tattoo, man.
You had to do a lot of things too.
This is a classic. This is a classic group tattoo, man. And only certain guys could get these.
Right.
You had to do a certain amount of work for the club. Work for the club, you know.
And it was an honor. I still have it, and I was a young kid, and even have memories when I first got it with Hunky Roy and you know, Paul Varela, all these guys that rest in peace. But it was crazy.
Yep, we've had a lot of members that have come and gone, and you know, that's like a basic tattoo, but that's like the honorable original style, you know.
Right.
And he has it after all these years, so it's a beautiful thing, you know.
Exactly.
There's been a lot of evolution and technology and all these things with the cars, but it's really beautiful. This is my favorite thing, man. This is a beautiful thing to see here today.
We have different chapters here from Arizona. We have Bakersfield, Inland Empire, San Diego,
Tucson, Phoenix, Bakersfield. Yeah, we got 10 chapters, and they all have a little bit different styles and things.
Right.
But we all appreciate and love the phenomena of Groupe.
Exactly.
thank everybody for their participation today. All my club brothers. The Groupe Car Club is strong. We are one. We will be around for another 50 years. I want to thank everybody that's watching this on YouTube. Hey, you missed a good event. Catch us next year. We post it every year. Come and catch us. We love it. Groupe Car Club.